evening. My name is Kathy Fainter, and I am the Instructional Lead Strategist here at Freedom Middle School. I'm going to take just a little bit of time with you this evening to talk about our Canvas discipline course, teachers, Canvas homepages, and our grading policies here at Freedom Middle School. So give me just a second to get my screen shared with you, and we will get started. I hope you're having a great night so far, meeting all of your teachers virtually. We'll start by taking a look at our Canvas discipline course. You may have noticed when you click view grades or that you've even gotten some grading notifications for a grade called Freedom Middle School. And what that is our course where we track student discipline. So there are two grades in this course. One is student conduct and one is Patriot Praise. And I'll come back to that and talk about it in just a minute. But when you do click on this course from your Parent Observer dashboard, there are a lot of things here in this course that I'd like to draw your attention to. So you have these buttons here. The first button that I'd like for you to check out is our Connect with FMS button. Here we have links to all of our social media accounts, as well as a link to signing up for Parent Square. If you haven't already signed up for Parent Square, it's how Ms. Nolan is sending all of her parent communication this year, and it's very convenient. So if you haven't already signed up, please do. We also have links to our PTSA Facebook account, as well as our FMS Instagram and Facebook account, and Twitter and the CCSD social media sites. Another thing that we have linked on this page is our school counselors information. Miss Moss and Miss Bigelow are amazing. Here is their Bitmoji office. There's a lot of resources here for you to click on, as well as a resources for parents link. You can see which students go to Miss Moss and which students go to Miss Bigelow, as well as some information about the counselors. Another thing that we have here on this home page is a link to our staff information. So if for some reason the email on the Teachers Canvas pages are not working, you can always come here to this staff page and contact your teachers by email here. But what we really need to talk about is the student conduct and the Patriot Praise points. So when you come to this home page, what I would highly encourage you to do is use an internet browser to access your students' grades, whether for the academic course or for the student conduct. I'm very thankful that Canvas has an app. However, it's not very user-friendly when it comes to checking comments for grading. And our teachers use comments for grading to let you know and let students know what's great and what might not be so great. So if you are in an internet program, when you click on the grade, you can see a lot more information from using Safari or an Internet Explorer or something like that, even if you're doing it from your phone. So when you come to this Canvas course, if you click on this discipline button, there's a lot of information that you can read that I'm not going to read to you. But essentially what you need to know is that if this student conduct grade is less than 100, your student has lost points for behavior. If the Patriot Praise grade is more than 100, your student has gained points for doing something great at school. You can see those scores and those points and the reasons they have lost or gained points by clicking this button that says here. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm looking at a test student right now just to give you guys an idea of what this might look like. So when I look at this student conduct score, I can see that my student now has a 95 out of 100. And if I want to know why my student has a 95 out of 100, I can scroll over here to this comment and click on that comment, and I can see all of the comments here that relate to behavior. Now, this is all my name. However, normally this would probably be different teachers' names, so you can see which teachers are taking points and in which classes, as well as what dates and what times the points are lost. So here I can see that this student has lost 2 points for being off task in math for talking, and 3 points for having this behavior for a sub in Lit Comp class. Then I can also see that at 95 points, silent lunch was assigned for this student. Now, on the other hand, I can also see that this student has a 102 out of 100 for Patriot Praise. So yes, this student has lost 5 points for student conduct, but they've gained 2 points for Patriot Praise, which is awesome. So on my Patriot Praise, when I click the comments, I can see that this student held the door open for other students on August 19th, and that the student was kind in math on August 19th. So we really like this because it's a way for us to, yes, communicate with you about things that might not be going so well as far as student conduct goes, but it's also a way for us to shout out your student when they're doing something right. And we know that in middle school, sometimes that's hard to see. So we really do appreciate when students are taking the initiative to be kind and to do things that they don't have to do. So again, the best way to get to this is from this homepage on your dashboard. Click on the Freedom Middle School button, click on Discipline, click the button that says Here, and then choose the comments to see why the student has lost points or gained points for the student conduct or the Patriot Praise. When you click on the View Grades, student conduct is the only grade that is represented. So you will not see the Patriot Praise in the View Grades button from your parent dashboard. Student conduct is the only one that reports on the View Grades. So just a heads up on that. All right, let's move to teachers' academic pages. I'm going to take a look here at Ms. Troll's 8th grade Georgia Studies pages. You'll notice this year that all of our Canvas pages are pretty similar looking, our home pages at least. We have moved to this format as a district, which is nice because it should make things easier for you and your students to navigate. The home pages, again, are all very similarly set up. They have the teacher's name as well as the teacher's course here. They have a teacher information button that gives you ways to contact the teachers as well as the teacher's schedule. Just a heads up, we do highly encourage you to email the teachers instead of calling the school. Teachers do not have voicemails set up at the school, so if you want an immediate response or a response within 24 hours, email is definitely going to be the best way to get in touch with those teachers. Some teachers also have social media accounts listed as well as Remind or other ways that they communicate with their students. Underneath here, you should see an About Me about your teachers, just some information, and then some teachers have even uploaded photos just to sort of create that personal relationship with students and parents. After the teacher information, you have a link to a syllabus. If you are new to middle school, you might not have seen syllabi before. A syllabus basically gives you general information about the course. It tells you what they are learning throughout the year. It tells you if they use a textbook. It gives you grading policies, makeup policies, and important dates and supplies, and basically anything that you would need to know to be successful in the course. After that, you have a course content button, which we'll come back to in just a minute. You also have a link to the school website, the CCSD website, and then a course orientation video, which was made by the district, which goes into a little more detail about these courses than I'm going into this evening. So let's take a look at this course content button. This course content button takes you to the modules of the course. Inside those modules, every academic teacher in the building has a teaching and learning map at the very top of their modules. When you open this teaching and learning map, it takes you to a page that tells you every unit that is covered, when that unit is covered in the year, and which standards are covered within that unit. It also gives you an estimate of time for the teaching and learning that unit will happen in. Obviously, these times are estimates and not exact times. When you click on the focus standards, these standards give you exact learning targets that the students are learning, and they will give you success criteria. So you get to know that by the end of Unit 1 in 8th grade Georgia Studies, your student should be able to do these 4 things. So it really gives you as a parent the ability to check on what your student is doing, learning, knowing, should be knowing by the time a unit is over. Another thing that you'll see in those modules is that when you scroll down below that teaching and learning map, you'll see a module for each unit. In that unit, you have the prioritized standards, you have the learning targets and success criteria listed again, and then underneath that you have notes, assignments, and resources that the teachers are uploading. Some of these teachers are setting up their modules a little bit differently. However, every unit module should have resources and notes in order for your student and you to be able to understand whatever concept is being taught within that unit. The last thing that I want to draw your attention to on these Canvas pages are the weekly announcements. Every teacher has their most recent weekly announcement posted at the top of their homepage. So these weekly announcements should be coming home on Sunday evenings, and they should tell you exactly what the teachers are doing throughout the week with the students. Now, I do need to make a note that obviously these can be changed. If things go really well on Monday or things go not really well on Monday, teachers might have to change their plans for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So you will get the notification of the initial announcement on Sunday. However, if you want to go back and check for changes or additional links to assignments or resources, You will need to log into your Canvas Observer account and check these announcements as the week progresses. We also really want our students to be checking these announcements on a daily basis, whether they're in school or absent from school. If you do have a student who is absent from school for one day or multiple days, announcements should be the first place that they're checking when they're out of school. All assignments and all resources should be able to be accessed from these announcements. So you can see here that Ms. Troll has hers set up as a to-do list format. Some teachers have theirs linked directly to assignments, and some teachers have you going directly to modules. I would highly encourage you and your student to sit down on Sunday evenings and check these announcements to sort of get an idea of what's to be expected throughout the week. Finally, this evening, I would like to talk to you about our grading policies. These are the same across the board for all 3 grade levels when it comes to academic content areas. And if you'll give me just a second. So our academic courses are set up into 2 categories. The first category is the graded formative category, and graded formative is 60% of a student's grade. So graded formative assignments are basically assignments that teachers will use to determine if students are understanding the concepts that they are teaching as they move through their instructional units. These are assignments like quizzes, graded homework that teachers have assigned, maybe work that students have completed in class, or basically any small assignments that teachers are using to gauge student understanding as they move through their instructional units. This category counts for 60% of a student's grade, and you can expect 1 assignment per week to be uploaded into this category. The summative category counts for the other 40% of a student's grade, and you will have at least 3 assignments per quarter in this category. These assignments consist of larger projects or tests, basically any chance that a student has the ability to show what they've learned at the end of a unit, or as a culmination of several of those instructional standards that we just looked at. So you'll see that this category counts as a smaller percentage, but it's also much fewer grades than the graded formative category. So it's important that these students are taking these summative assignments very seriously and really preparing for those assignments. If your 8th grader is enrolled in a high school credit class, you'll notice that these categories are switched. The graded formative is 40% and the summative is 60%. And this just sort of indicates that shift in thinking for those that are already working on that high school content, that summative is more important than the formative. So you'll notice that the summative is 60% of the grade, and they get 4 assignments per semester as a minimum. And that semester is 18 weeks, not 9 weeks. So 4 assignments per 18 weeks there. The graded formative still can expect 1 assignment per week in those high school credit classes. Finally, in regards to grading, you may have noticed these codes of 0, 1, 2, and 3 in your students' grade books. I just want to make sure that you have an understanding of what these codes mean. So if you see a 0 for a student's grade, that means that the student has turned in the assignment, but they have not demonstrated evidence of learning or a mastery of standards. So they've turned something in, but we can't tell that they understand the content. If you see a grade of a 1, it means that the student was present in class, but they did not submit the assignment. So that assignment is considered late, but it can still be turned in. So this is if the student came to school, but he or she did not have their homework done. If you see a grade of a 2, that means that the assignment was incomplete and it cannot be graded as is. So it needs to be completed and resubmitted. This might be if a student took a picture of an assignment, but the picture is too blurry for a teacher to grade. And if you see the grade of a 3, that means that the student was absent, and when they return to school, they will get full credit when the assignment is turned in. And of course, if you see EX, that means the assignment is completely excused and the assignment does not need to be completed when the student returns. So that is all I have for you tonight. I hope that you are enjoying your evening with your teachers and that you enjoyed the time with Ms. Nolan. And if you have any questions about Canvas or grading or anything like that, please do reach out to your homeroom teachers and they will get you in touch with the person you need to get in touch with. And if you are not already signed up to be a Canvas observer, please do get signed up for that. We do want 100% participation on that from our parents and observers. So I hope you guys have a great night.